Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Step by Step Coding. I am Jay, and in this episode we are going to learn how to build your first AI chatbot in C Sharp. We will go step by step. First, we are going to build a very simple chatbot, no external integration, and then the same chatbot we are going to use by integrating with OpenAI GPT model, so our chatbot becomes much smarter. By end of this lesson, you will understand how to build your own assistant in C Sharp and how to connect it to AI models like ChatGPT. So let's start with basics. Let's jump into the code right now. So we are going to create a console app in C Sharp. You can do this in Visual Studio or Visual Studio Code. I'm not going to write the entire code line by line. I have already the code here, and we will go quickly to build this thing. Inside this, the basic assistant, I have two classes here. I have created two classes here. Program is the first class. This is where the chatbot starts and runs, which contains our, the static void main. This is from where your chatbot is going to start. Pretty simple thing. It is actually reading the inputs, in other words the prompts which user is going to put it here in the in the while loop. It keeps running, so it gives, like, you are talking to someone. If input is empty, it is going to skip it. If it is, let's say, you type exit, it is going to break. In other words, it will come out from the program. And then if it is not empty, if it is not exit, then this is where the actual, it is going to respond the answers which you are putting it. It is calling this get response method from the agent object, and agent object is nothing but it is our second class. Let's take a look what we have in the second class. A simple AI agent. Pretty simple. We have one, the collection dictionary object, which is having key value pairs, and we have some predefined keywords. For example, if it is hello, then the value is hi there, how can I help you today? How are you? I'm just a bunch of code, but I'm doing great. Your name? I am your friendly C Sharp AI agent. Bye, goodbye, have a wonderful day. So the idea is that if you enter anything which is matching with this, so your chatbot basic assistant is going to respond with these answers, and if it is not one of these four, then it is going to respond with this one. So let's try to run this one. So I'm putting hello, see, it is responding, hi there, how can I help you today? And let's say, if it is your name, I am your friendly C Sharp AI agent. Bye, goodbye, have a wonderful day. And if you type exit, the program is going to be exit now. So coming back to here, in other words, this is pretty simple knowledge base. All it does that, if any one of these four inputs, it's able to match it, it is going to respond these. Otherwise, it's going to tell you that, hey, I'm not sure about that, can you try asking differently? So pretty simple. I wanted to demonstrate without integrating with any open AI API services and any, the right now all the big LLM which we have, right? To understand the concept. Obviously, once you run this, it always feels like that, you are chatting with someone. And obviously, you can extend it. It's predefined, but you can pretty much, you can extend it. So now let's try to extend this by utilizing the OpenAI API integration and see the same basic, the assistant, how it is going to respond to almost any question which you can ask it. So let's make this same chatbot smarter by connecting it to OpenAI. So let me do this one. Let me include this one since I have, I mean, a static white main in both. So that's why I disable this one. Now let's take a look what exactly, I mean, you need in order to connect with OpenAI. To do this, the first thing is that you need to install the NuGet package, OpenAI NuGet package. So let's go here and you see I have already installed here. So this is OpenAI. Once, I mean, it is installed, you have to use these services OpenAI dot use this namespace, OpenAI dot the chat, and obviously it's having all these things which you need in order to connect with OpenAI API. Second most important thing, let's take a look this whole code, right? It's static void main, pretty simple. We have some of the welcome messages, constant, pretty same all the time, it is going to show up. Then the main thing is API key. What is API key? So in order to connect with OpenAI API services, in order to utilize that, you need to have your own API key. Now, how to get the API key? You will have to go and create an account on OpenAI platform, and I wanted to tell you that it is not free. So in order to, I mean, let's say if you want to utilize OpenAI LLM models, you have to buy their services. You need to have your account, and then in order to get a API key, you have to buy their plans. There are various plans actually. So let me quickly show you, folks. So this is platform.openai.com. Here you come, and if I go here, API key, see here, I mean, this is my API key. Obviously, I mean, I wanted to demonstrate this one, so I just paid the $5 and I created an API key. So I mean, if you just want, give it a try, just to want to do the projects by own, you can go there and pay some pretty basic you can start with $5 or $10, and you can have your key, and you can give it a try. If you are creating projects for your company, obviously I'm sure, I mean, they will have their own API key, so you don't have to buy on your own. And then, I mean, all these things, I mean, you can see the usage wise, right? So depending on how many prompts you are hitting to Open API, how many tokens you are giving, based on that, right? I mean, they bill it. This is where, I mean, you can go and you can create a key there. So once you have key, I mean, back to our code. So once you have your key, that key you can put it here. Obviously, I mean, in order to just to demo, I have hard coded it, but I mean, obviously it is not advisable, right? Make sure that, I mean, this key is somewhere, it's kind of secret, right? So it should be either on environment variable or somewhere actually the safe. Then the next important thing is that you have to create the object of chat client class. This is the object which interacts, I mean, this is how you interact with Open AI. So this class has been created. Here I'm specifying model, which I'm using GPT-4o, and then API key. Now let's take a look the while loop, the same thing which we were looking earlier, right? So pretty same thing. The space, the empty string exit, it's going to come out from the program, and this is the main thing, that your input, right? I mean, we have to call this complete chat method, and which returns, I mean, as from the response point of view, it returns chat completion, and whatever the input we are going to give it to it, right? So it's sending that input to OpenAI API, and then it is returning the response, and then the same response, I mean, we are printing it out here. So pretty simple thing, not a lot of things are going on, like just to repeat, add that nugget OpenAI.chat, give it this object, you need API key, and then call this method, and that's it. Now let's try to run this one. Now, I mean, now our knowledge base is pretty, as wide as it could be, right? And you can ask any question. Hi, how are you? Look here. Hello, I'm just a computer program, so I don't have feelings, but I'm here to help you. How can I assist you today? So let's ask some very interesting, a little bit complicated question and or prompts, and let's say how it responds. It's like it is your chat GPT. It is your chat GPT version. Explain what is Monte Carlo algorithm. Here we go. Monte Carlo algorithm is a randomized algorithm that makes use of random numbers to solve computational problems. So I'm not going into detail, right? That is not the objective of this episode, that what is the Monte Carlo algorithm. But the idea is that now you can ask anything. Write me logic to determine odd or even numbers. Pretty basic actually, program. Let's see. And here we go. So it gives the Python code and all that. It gives how to call and all this. So pretty pretty much anything you can ask it. So now let's come out from this one. So yeah, so here we see, right? So I mean, long story short, this is how you can create your AI assistant, right? Based on this, I mean, based on this tutorial, we have integrated here OpenAI by installing NuGet, setting up API key, using the chat client class. So this shows you the journey from a simple rule-based chatbot which we saw earlier to a real AI assistant powered by GPT. And now you can start building your own assistant, customer support bots, or learning tools in C Sharp. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And if you liked it, hit subscribe and let me know in the comments what kind of AI project you would like me to build next. Thank you so much for watching.